Sati.
Yeah. Everyone is muted, but when you need to speak, please speak. I'll just do the namaste once again for the video. So,
Okay.
yeah. So we've gone through whatever we've done in the past few sessions. We've reviewed that. And I'm sorry, the video recording is starting a little late. So we missed out a bit on that. But essentially, what we've done is we've reviewed what we did in sessions 1, 2, and 3. And now we are talking about the Hanuman Master Breath, which was also introduced in the earlier videos. So we will now see how to use Hanuman Master Breath as a means of healing. Yeah, Shamaji is saying something.
Is it my imagination or otherwise? Just now also I noticed when I'm breathing, I can feel something here and everywhere.
Hmm.
That
So when your breath starts moving up from the spine along the sushumna, because this energy is moving upwards. See, remember, you will notice many yogis, they have a beautiful brightness in their eyes, almost like the shining eyes. All this is happening because energy is moving up. It's coming to the eyes as well, to
yeah,
the
I can feel
brain.
here and here.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So as you continue doing this, it starts having its own impact on your physiology, and it reflects in many different ways. So I don't know if you've seen photos of a very, very well-known and uh, very highly respected saint. He is no more, Devraha Baba. I don't know if you've seen pictures, but if you see his pictures, very old. He's
Yes.
reported to have died at the age of 250 or something,
Yes. Yes.
quite an old age.
Yes.
But if
Yes.
you see his eyes, they are so bright
Yes.
even in that
Yes.
in that at
Yes.
that age,
Yes.
very
Yes.
bright eyes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, just an example, he's not the only one. You'll find
Yes.
many saints like that. There is a
Yes.
special energy, the special power in their eyes,
Eyes.
because
Yeah.
similar to what Shamaji is
Mm.
experiencing or
Okay.
describing. This energy starts moving up. It goes into that area, so it starts having its effect.
Guruji, will
So,
my third eye open? Will it get activated?
I will I will share a few breathwork techniques
Okay.
also sometime in the
Okay.
program,
Okay.
which will help you. When we say third eye opening,
Hmm.
what do you understand by the concept of the third eye opening? What do you understand by this?
All the chakras are in balance, and
No, but
they are
what
all.
happens when your third eye is open? What
Our
happens then?
intuition becomes very smart.
Yes,
We can take
your
right decisions. We become
yes,
we become
very
fearless.
good.
We are in sync with the universal energy.
Okay, so when your third eye opens, you start getting a lot of clarity. You see things much clearer,
Yes.
and
Yes.
not physically only,
Yes.
internally.
Depends on
So
that. Yes.
your ability to see truth, untruth is
Yes.
almost automatic.
Yes.
Number two, you get very clear insights. It's
Yes.
almost as if
Yes.
your system is able to
Yes.
download
Lord. Yes.
information,
Yes.
knowledge,
Yes.
and so on. So,
Yes.
these are the things that happen with your third eye getting activated. Now,
Yes.
understand one thing.
Mm.
Understand one thing. If the third eye needs to be activated, first your sushumna has to be cleansed,
Yeah.
because ultimately the energy in that area, eyes, agya, sahasra, the energy to this area has to come up via the spine, via the sushumna.
Satna. Yes.
If the sushumna is blocked for any
Yes.
reason, with kapha, with vata, with pitta,
Yes.
or for whatever reason, if there are blockages in the system, if the energy is not able to move freely up the sushumna, it will not be able to get to the third eye.
Yes.
However, sometimes, if you've done a lot of yoga in the past, you've done a lot of adhyatmic practices in the past, some of its effect may still work on you, so you may still find, that there are blockages, but yet the third eye
Yes.
is active. So these are
Yes.
these are just general pointers, but yes, working on your sushumna, cleansing it, or working on your inner systems generally, cleansing it, clearing it, definitely brings very good results. If you continue doing it, maybe your third eye was already open from before, it will become more
How do
open.
how do I know? How do I know if it is already open? Because I have got a sharp intuition.
So maybe it is already a little active, already it's already a little active, maybe it'll become more
Okay.
active. So you will
Okay.
see, and this is not about showing to others, it's an internal
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
about
Yeah.
what others perceive you as, how others
Right.
see you.
Right.
That
Yes.
that
Yes.
is
You
all
know,
material.
it's our spiritual growth.
It is part of your own spiritual growth, yes.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so coming back to the Hanuman master breath and learning how to use it as a healing modality. Now, as you channel your breath up the spine, see, try doing it. Try to bring your in breath. First, do a full exhale. Allow a full exhale. Now, when your system is empty, bring your attention to the tailbone. Pull your in breath from the tailbone up the spine. If you are feeling your breath move up the spine clearly, this is the Hanuman master breath. I started calling it, or the name Hanuman master breath happened because I had a condition called fibromyalgia. It's a
Okay.
condition where there is it's a nerve issue. And I had
Okay.
a very bad case along my
Okay.
shoulder, back, etc. And for many
Okay.
nights, I wasn't able to get a good
Please.
night's sleep. I would go
Please.
right, left, toss and turn, and
Okay.
so on.
Okay.
So as a breath watcher and as a Hanumanji ka bhakt, I just prayed to Hanumanji one day, Hanumanji,
Yes.
what are you doing? Your bhakt
Okay.
is in so
Yes.
much trouble and you can't,
Yes.
help me.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then automatically one night I
Yes. Yes.
breathed. I breathed
Okay.
like this automatically, and I noticed because I watch my breath all the time. Even when I go to bed, I'm watching my breath.
Okay.
So as I pulled this breath, I realized that it made a little bit of a difference. I'll just
Okay.
mute everybody. Yeah, there is a little disturbance happening. If you wish to speak, unmute yourself. So I've just muted everybody. Yeah. So as I pulled the breath up the spine, I noticed that my pain came down a little. I did a little more that night and a little more following nights and the following days. And it took a little time. It took almost a month, but in a month that fibromyalgia was gone. Sometimes people with fibromyalgia might suffer from it for a lifetime. It is a very it's a very debilitating kind of a condition. People, and it has many other side effects as well. So people feel very, very distressed because of fibromyalgia. Be that as it may, that is what got my attention. And then I started seeing that this particular breath was helping me in so many other different ways. So I had a condition called piles. There is bleeding from the anal because of constipation and other lifestyle issues, etc. Even that started healing. And then slowly, so many different conditions. I noticed just a little bit of this Hanuman master breath, back pain, for instance, headaches, for instance, they would just disappear like this, or just with doing the breath for a little while. So now, if anyone has any problem, any physical problem at the moment, maybe we will use you as a guinea pig as I explain how to use the Hanuman master breath, because we are also going to use it in our uh, aim to reduce the formation of phlegm in the lungs or in the respiratory system. So I'll come to that later. But first, I want you to understand how to use the Hanuman master breath. Does anyone have any pain-related issues, sciatica, fibromyalgia, things like that? If anyone is going through something like that. I think Kumkumji is saying, Kumkumji, would you like to talk about it?
So I have pain. I have sciatica pain.
Okay.
And all my joint pains are there. Arthritis is there.
Okay. So for now, we will use you as a guinea pig. I'll explain to you how to use your Hanuman master breath. Stay relaxed. Allow belly breathing to happen. All that is part of your, foundation. So all that will continue. Stay relaxed. Breathe out fully. As you start with the in breath, bring your attention to the tailbone. Pull that breath from the tailbone up the spine. Do a few cycles of this. Get into the rhythm. Pull your breath. Let the exhale also go up the spine and out. Everyone else can do it, but Kumkumji, we will do a little experiment. We will see how it works, because I know she's had this condition for a while. Now, as you do the Hanuman master breath now, pull the breath up. Imagine as if this breath like a hose, like a garden hose where we water the plants, as if this breath is the hose is running through that affected area along the leg, coming up the tailbone, up the spine, and out of your system. So imagine this, it's washing over that area and coming up along the spine, or any other area which has any trouble or pain, as if it is washing over that area, coming up and out through the nostrils. Do a few cycles very gently, stay very relaxed. This Hanuman master breath washes over that area like a garden hose, comes up along the spine and out. Anybody else trying with any other condition? Let me know. If you have a condition that you're using this to help over there. Just do a few cycles of this. Everyone can continue doing this. Keep your belly very relaxed. As you pull your in breath, the Hanuman master breath, up the spine, imagine it's washing over that affected area and coming up along the spine and getting out of your system. If you like, let your mind also come in and say, it's, pulling that pain out of my system, washing over that area and pulling that pain out of my system. You will only feel a small difference at the moment. It's not as if you will feel it's totally gone, but if you start feeling that there is a small difference, or as if the pain is moving from wherever it was to some other place, it's a sign that it's working. Washing over the area, coming up along the spine and coming out of your system. Very simple. See, the tailbone area, the Muladhara area, that is where energy, that is the home of energy or the Kundalini energy in the body. So what we are doing is we are using this core energy or the store of energy to help with healing of different conditions. For at the moment, we are experimenting on Kumkumji's sciatica. Sciatica, as you all know, is a pain that runs from the buttock area down the legs. Could be right leg or could be left leg. It probably happens because some nerves are pinched or pressed, and that causes the condition to flare up. It's very painful. Whoever goes through it knows it's a very painful condition, like fibromyalgia, very, very painful. But at one point, I had a little bit of this sciatica developing. I just did this Hanuman master breath and it was gone. Also, a few other people who've done some of these programs earlier, they have also shared how it helped clear their pain, including sciatica. So we'll wait for a little while and see what Kumkumji has to report. Of course, we don't want any exaggeration. We don't want, we don't want to misrepresent anything. So if there is relief, we'll talk about it. If there isn't, it's okay. We'll wait for it to happen.
So
Ji.
the thing is, I was able to do it very clearly.
Okay.
As you explained, pulling up the energy from the tailbone and releasing it also from the tailbone.
Yes.
And then I just imagined the breath, exhale breaths to flush out the pain.
Yes.
So relief-wise, I don't know, but I'm like, I must have done 5-7 times.
Okay.
So the breath, and I was able to do it well now.
Okay, that's important.
Got the
So, yeah, please continue doing it even now as we go through the rest of the session and observe what happens. Even that little change, that's how it started with me. Initially, there was a small difference, but because I'm so in tune with what is happening in my body, I was able to catch it. and I persisted with it and I got results. So therefore, I'm able to explain to anybody who is going through it. Observe if there is any change happening. Sometimes the pain seems to move, and that is also okay. So just continue doing that and observe what happens. Anybody else experimenting with anything at the moment as we are doing this, other than Kumkumji? Anyone else?
Sometimes I feel too much of energy in my Mooladhara. Am I just imagining that?
No, no, no. It's not necessarily an imagination. See
Okay.
that the home of Mula, the home of energy is
Mooladhara.
the Muladhara area. That is where the
Yeah.
Kundalini energy is stored. So
Yeah.
therefore, if you are feeling that energy, it's a good thing. It
Okay.
means that energy is present. Lot of
Okay.
people actually have a very depleted energy. The
Okay.
Kundalini energy
Okay.
becomes depleted. So if you
Okay.
have that energy, it's a very good thing. It's a very
Okay.
positive thing. Now the
Okay.
question is using that energy to help us with different parts of our.
Yeah.
Yes, Sangeeta
Okay.
ji, you wish to say something?
Yes, I'm sending it to my brain
Ji.
because for decades I've not been breathing properly.
Okay.
So I've been told to, because the oxygen supply is not very good over there. So I'm finding it good, but when I'd done about 10, 20
Okay.
breaths, taken it
Hmm.
over there. So again, a lot of phlegm,
Hmm.
and it was clear before that.
Okay.
Uh, I
Yeah.
think I'm feeling good.
Yeah. So whenever you channel the breath up the spine, whatever blockages are there. So in the case of people with a phlegm issue, a lot of phlegm collects in the spinal region, in the Sushumna area, and so on. So it starts moving. Just because your breath is moving up the spine, that also starts moving up the spine. So therefore, that phlegm coming out is a good thing. More importantly, if you're able to channel some of this energy towards the affected area, like you said, in your case, it's the brain, continue doing it. You'll find a lot of relief. For example, if you have a migraine or some other pain related issue or something else also, it'll help you with that. So just continue doing this practice. Stay very relaxed. Keep your stomach especially relaxed. Pull the breath from the
So is it
tailbone. Yes.
could it be that this phlegm is coming from head to the throat? Because I
See,
cannot sense anything in my body,
we will not know
in
for
my lower
sure.
part.
If your
Okay.
sinuses are blocked, for instance, that is also because of phlegm collecting in that area. So we may not say
Yes,
it's in the brain, but uh, I think doctors would be clearer on whether phlegm collects in the brain or not. But
it does.
In Ayurveda, they are
Mhm.
very clear. There is a thing called tarpak kapha.
Okay.
Tarpak kapha. It is similar to what is called the CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. This is a very
Okay.
interesting fluid that bathes or that the spine and the brain are covered in. Uh, a very interestingly, a neurologist who had done good amount of study research on this connected with the Harvard University. His name is Mauro Zapatera. Mauro Zapatera, he speaks about how the cerebrospinal fluid is actually like sea water. He says it's one molecule removed. Only one, the difference is only one molecule between sea water and the cerebrospinal fluid. The body has about 150 ml of cerebrospinal fluid or tarpak kapha, as it is called in Ayurveda. And it changes, it's
Okay.
the body actually produces about 500 ml in a day, and it is, changed over. So new CSF keeps getting produced, and some of the old stuff keeps getting moved out of the system. So that plays a very important role. One sec. Vatsala ji, you've got your hand raised. You wish to say something?
Namaskar, Guruji.
Namaste ji.
Just last Sunday, when we started this, before starting this session, I had gone for an X-ray.
Okay.
I had breathing problem and I had gone for an X-ray, and my lung capacity was only 25%. That's what the doctor had
Oh
said.
my God.
And
Oh my
I
God.
was using the inhaler regularly. For the past 20 days, I was using. After I started this, 2 days or 3 days, I used. That's all, Guruji. After that, I'm
That's
feeling much better. Only when I climb up the stairs,
Yes.
I feel that
Out of breath.
What is that? Wheezing. Slightly I'm wheezing
Wheezing,
only
yeah.
when I climb up the stairs. Otherwise, I am doing all the other household work normally, and I'm not using the inhaler. I'm happy for that.
This is so good. Vatsalaji, you should make a video of this and share it so that your experience can inspire other people as well. If you don't
Sure,
mind, very
I'll do
short
it.
video,
Yeah,
about
I'll do it.
half a
I'll do a
minute,
reel
one
on that.
minute.
Yeah,
So
sure.
just,
And one more thing I wanted
in
to
fact,
add is,
others also who have
yeah, I
had
am
similar
getting
experiences. Yeah.
phlegm. Daily I
Yes.
am getting phlegm 3-4 times in a day. Very little amount. I think I have a lot inside. I don't know, but I don't know. It's not coming out. Very little bit of phlegm. Daily I am spitting it out. 4 to 5
No, it will
times in
keep
a
coming
day.
out.
I am
As you
getting.
continue, yeah, as you continue doing these practices, it will keep coming out. And like I said, continue to gargle also. If necessary,
Hot
gargle
water
even.
I am having. Continuously I am having hot water.
No, having hot water is different. Gargling is
Gargling.
different. So gargle
Morning
with
only
hot
once
water
it's
and
happening.
salt or
Yes,
tea.
Guruji.
Make an infusion of tea, tea bag or something, tea
Use
leaf,
salt.
but with salt, yes.
Yes,
Very
with
good.
salt and
It's
yeah.
it's very anti-inflammatory, as Shamaji had mentioned the other day, and it helps to cleanse. Yeah.
But you can add haldi also. My teachers, the yoga teacher
Okay.
said ki
Okay.
instead of tea water, you can add a pinch of haldi.
Okay.
I'm doing
That
that.
Haldi and
experience I don't
salt.
have.
टी को लाने का सवेरे मुश्किल होता है, तो I'm using the haldi,
Okay.
homemade haldi, good haldi.
Okay.
That's wonderful. That's worth
Yes,
trying as
Guruji.
well. I haven't
That-
tried it, but okay. Right.
that's it.
So Hanuman master breath, as you pull your breath from the tailbone up the spine, this is the basic Hanuman master breath. You are using this to do different kinds of healing. Now I want you to do the Hanuman, a deeper version of Hanuman master breath. Remember, when you are breathing, you actually feel your breath entering from the nostrils, going down towards the Muladhara. I don't know if every one of you can feel your breath going to the Muladhara, but some of you say you are feeling it in the belly button area or the belly area and so on. But if it's going till the Muladhara, even better. If not, hopefully, whatever practices you've learned so far, as you continue to practice them, you will hopefully begin to feel that your breath is going till the Muladhara. Do let me know if that is happening. Now, what you do is keep your stomach very, very relaxed. The whole front portion, keep it very relaxed. The whole body actually, but especially the whole front portion. Do a full emptying of breath. Exhale fully. Channel your out breath up the spine. Keep your stomach very relaxed. Bring your attention to the tailbone. Pull your in breath from the tailbone. And notice how that pulled breath is coming from the nostrils, going downwards and moving up. So you'll get a feeling it's like a U shape. The breath is coming down and moving up. Do that a few times. Do a few more cycles of that. Keep your stomach very relaxed. As you pull your breath from the tailbone up the spine, notice the movement from the nostrils towards the Muladhara and up the spine. See if you can get that feeling of a U-shaped breath. And if you do, confirm to me you are getting that sense. Om. See if you can get that feeling that it's a U-shaped breath. Are you getting that sense? Confirm to me if that is happening. Yes, Shamaji, you said yes? Yeah, you're getting that. Okay, very good. Anybody else? Om Prakashji, getting that feeling? U-shaped breath? Okay, nice. Very good. Anybody else?
The funny thing is that I don't know how it happens, but in the exhaling also,
Yes.
maybe again my imagination, but the
No,
U,
it's happening. You're right.
it's
It's
happening.
happening.
U is there.
Yes. Yes. So I have a term for this. I call this the Muladhara breath, because you're pulling the breath from the Muladhara and it's coming down and moving up washing through that whole area and coming up. It has many uses which we will explore in the future. But for now, use this Muladhar breath along. It is basically a Hanuman master breath, but a a clearer version or a deeper version of it. So continue pulling this and doing the Hanuman master breath, the healing as it does the healing. So feel that it's also washing over the affected area and coming up the spine.
So this is what is happening to me.
Ji.
I don't need to squeeze anymore now. When I'm
Mhm.
doing the exhaling, and the kapha is automatically, that thing is
Moving
coming
up.
up.
Yeah, it's moving up because some of it, which was the heavy stuff or thicker stuff, may have already come out. So the lighter stuff is now moving up and coming out a little more easily. Kumkumji, feeling any difference in your sciatica?
Present, I'm not feeling the pain.
Okay. Not feeling the pain. Very nice. Were you feeling the pain before you started?
I was feeling in my low back, so I was.
Okay. Okay. Very good. This is precisely what I meant. When you start doing this, you will notice a small change. So the small change that she's feeling is that pain in the lower back that she was feeling earlier, it's not there. Okay. Anything else?
And for this deeper Hanuman breath,
Ji.
I have to literally squeeze my Muladhar, and then I'm doing it.
Okay.
And but the you thing I didn't get much. Like I'm.
Not so clear.
Uh,
Hmm.
so
So it
I.
doesn't matter. We'll try again. I'll explain once again how to do it. So exhale fully. Let a full.
രാത്രിയില്ല ഞാൻ ചോറുണ്ടോ രാത്രി എനിക്ക് ചോറ് മതിയെന്ന് ഈ പോണ്ടാണോ
Yeah, muted everybody once again. If you need to speak, please unmute. So when you exhale fully, all the breath comes out. When you are emptied of breath, bring your attention to the tailbone. Pull from there. Keep your stomach, etc. very relaxed. And notice the path that your breath takes. Maybe you'll feel it coming from the nostrils and coming down towards the Muladhar, turning and moving up.
One more thing I just now noticed,
Ji.
that when I'm pulling it from the tailbone, in the beginning I feel that I'm
Ji.
pulling, and then
Ji.
very slowly, smoothly, it is just going automatically
Very nice.
on the spine above. Slow,
Ji.
it's going slow, but it's going automatic without.
Excellent. Yes. So this continuous movement up the spine, and now what you're doing with your Hanuman master breath combined with the Muladhar breath, it's a very cleansing breath. You can use it to cleanse phlegm that has collected in different parts of your body by pulling it from here. And then if you wish to use if you wish to use the Shvasko Shuddhi Kriya techniques with the squeeze, pushing it upwards, it will be very, very cleansing. You'll do a few rounds of this. You will also feel that a lot of cleansing is happening. A lot of phlegm is being thrown out. People with other issues, for example, a little vat, etc., they will feel a lot of burps are coming or a lot of gas is coming out of the system, which is good. All this is not required in the body. Some of it is needed to be thrown out, needed to be expelled. So let it happen as you continue with these techniques. But the good thing is that Kumkumji, who we were experimenting with as far as the healing aspect of the Hanuman Master Breath is concerned, she is herself reporting some change. If you have any questions, please directly connect with Kumkumji just now and ask her what your questions are. I'm sure Kumkumji will be gracious enough to answer your questions. Please communicate so that you have a little more clarity on how to use the Hanuman Master Breath as a healing breath. Yeah. Anybody has any question for you're feeling that bird? Okay, that's good. Yeah.
My
please.
both
Yeah.
eyes are paining.
Paining.
Yes.
Okay. Pain hona nahi chahiye, but hai. So just ease up for a little while. Hopefully that'll settle down.
Okay.
Go with it a little again after some time. But I want, if anybody wants to understand the Hanuman Master Breath as a healing breath, and if you have any questions for Kumkumji, please ask her directly. Vatsala Vidulaji, yeah, you want to ask something to Kumkumji? Yeah, go on. Go on. You'll have to unmute, Vidulaji. No, you are on mute. Please unmute. Yeah.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I just wanted to ask when we are taking the Hanuman master breath. So first, you said we have to our belly should be very relaxed, and we have to inhale and concentrate on the Muladhara chakra. Okay. So while inhaling, the air will go from nostril through spine to the
Yes.
Muladhara chakra.
No, no, no,
Correct?
no, 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 no.
That's what.
If your breath is coming through the spine, that means your breath is moving downwards. I
Yeah.
caution against that. I
Hmm.
do not want your breath to move down the spine. I want your
Okay.
breath only to move up the spine. That's why we are
Uh-huh.
pulling the breath from the spine. If you are
Okay.
pulling the breath from the spine, it cannot go down. It has to go up.
It has to fall.
It
And then
has to
how
go
to,
up. There is no.
yeah, that was on that only I was doing. But then how to exhale once we have come up, pulling
Again,
while
bring your
inhaling only. Hmm.
again bring your attention to the tailbone.
Okay.
Bring your attention to the tailbone. The
Hmm.
end of the tailbone, I mentioned in one of the earlier sessions, at the
Hmm.
end of the tailbone, just behind the anal opening, bring your attention to that.
Hmm.
Allow the exhale from there. Mentally take your breath there. Allow the exhale from there. Let it
Hmm.
move up the spine. It'll automatically begin to find the channel, which is called the Sushumna.
That means inhalation, exhalation both are
Both.
up from downward to upward.
Yes,
Correct?
Mridulaji, I've said it again and again. I want everybody to only breathe up the spine
Up.
because I do not want us to breathe in any way that can create blockages in the lower chakras. Because it may not happen with one breath, it may not happen with 10 breaths, it may not even happen with 10 days of breathing, but someday it might happen. So, therefore, as a caution, continuously breathe only up the spine. Just make it a habit so that it even absent-mindedly you don't start breathing down the spine. Many people are not aware, and if they do breathe up down the spine, they will find their life is stuck. It's very difficult for them to bring changes in their lives because that energy is stuck in the lower chakras. In the lower chakras, we know how our emotions act up, how we behaved, how negative our thinking is, how negative our feelings are. But if you are able to move your energy to a higher chakra, automatically that will begin to change. So therefore, in all my sessions, in all my breathwork practices, I am clear that everybody needs to channel their breath up the spine. There are traditions, there are people who actually breathe down the spine. I'm totally against it.
But is this the practice we should do? Actually, we are supposed to do 24 by 7. Is this like this? Our breath should always be, or
That is
only
what I say.
while doing the
No,
practicing?
no,
This
this is constant. If
this
you
is
do
fun.
not constantly breathe up the spine, you will
Okay.
create that energy getting stuck, or at some point, that happening, and then once energy is stuck in, see, notice people, they are stuck, they are stuck in a like a hole of their own creation, old habits. Somebody might be, for example, I was a heavy smoker for 40 years. My energy was stuck in a lower chakra. I wasn't able to break the habit. But when I started doing intensive breath work, then automatically I was able to give it up like that one day. 40 years of smoking, so many times I thought about it, tried, nothing happened. But when I did intensive pranayam, breath work, etc., energy started moving from the lower chakras. Like that, one day I was able to give up 40 years of smoking. So many old habits, wrong practices, wrong thinking, wrong feelings, all of that can change if you can channel your breath up the spine constantly.
So it will automatically cleanse the lower chakra and
Yes,
energy will move
yes,
upwards. Correct?
yes,
Okay. Thank you.
yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, but my question was if anybody has anything to ask Kumkum ji regarding the healing with the Hanuman Master Breath, please talk to her. No, no one has any questions? I'm surprised. Are you clear or, I mean, does no one have anything to say at all? Om Prakash ji, you'll have to unmute. Om Prakash ji, you'll have to unmute your, it is on mute at the moment. You'll have to unmute. You remember I showed you at the bottom or somewhere in your uh, on your browser page, you'll see uh, click to talk or something like that, you know.
There is a mic and
There is a microphone. Yeah, there's a
oh,
microphone icon. Yeah, click on that. It's not happening. So we'll wait until Om Prakash ji is able to settle that.
Can you
Yeah.
speak more about the cerebrospinal liquid?
Yeah. So the CSF, which is also called the cerebrospinal fluid, uh, unfortunately, in Ayurveda or in our Indian Shastras, there isn't too much talk about this. There is mention of Tarpak Kapha, and in Ayurveda, there are explanations. But the CSF concept, cerebrospinal fluid, it's a little more research has been done by Western science or by people with the Western, in the Western part of the world and so on. So they speak about how the CSF also, for example, when you practice brahmacharya, it starts affecting the quality of your CSF. So, subtle changes are happening whenever you are maintaining this. Brahmacharya, for example, it is also possible that it impacts the CSF in such a way when you, for example, when you do chanting, etc. I wrote a piece about this a few days ago. When you do some chanting, etc., this the movement or the vibrations created by the chanting are easily transmitted upwards through the chakras towards the brain, and you get many pleasant effects of this. So if you've been doing some of these practices, you've been chanting different kinds of mantras, om, etc., begin to observe the vibrations, especially if there is a kind of resonance, that like a how do I
Echo.
explain? Like an echo kind of a thing that happens when resonance happens. See if you can catch it. I'll say a couple of ohms. See if you get a sense of some of that reverberation or some of that resonance. Oh.
Something
So you
starts
will,
happening here also.
yeah.
Like
So
when I'm
if the
telling you
vibrations
home,
start
yeah,
moving,
I feel that
you'll feel that
around
in the
10
head
here,
area.
I can feel.
Yeah, and that feels very pleasant. So when
Hmm.
you do when you do the chants and naturally it has to be done on a regular basis. And if the cerebrospinal fluid in your system is uh, active, if I can use that word, I don't know if I can use a better word, but if it's able to transmit these vibrations, in fact, the Harvard researcher actually said it even transmits light up. So he says that is why you get the feeling of being enlightened. Very interesting. I need to do a lot more research on his work, but yes, very interesting. So he
Somebody in
says,
this part, on this type of part, a different thing, he
Ji,
told that always keep humming.
yes, humming.
So that is one. Just now I felt humming was
Yes.
doing that.
So in
So
humming, one
generally,
more interesting thing happens. When we hum, the body creates more nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, it's created in this area, in the sinus area, in this bridge of the nose, or that is where it is supposed to be produced. Also, maybe in other parts. This nitric oxide acts like a vasodilator. That means it makes your nadis a little wider. It spreads them out. It widens them, dilates them. So when you do this chanting, you will find that your breathing is easier. Your breathing is smoother. Also, when you do this, for example, when you're sitting down to meditate and you do your ohms, etc., or your chanting before that, you'll find that your breathing is smoother, easier, because the subtle effect of the humming, as Shamaji just mentioned, it creates the nitric oxide in your system, which dilates your nadis. Very interesting. Keep going deeper into these subjects, reading about it, experimenting with your own breath and so on, and you'll start seeing very good results and
There
effects.
have been some medical cases
Ji.
where the spinal, the cerebrospinal liquid has
Yes.
increased so much that doctors have to take it out.
Yes, yes, that I've read about that also. But in the spiritual traditions, they somehow don't speak about how it can become a problem.
Because they're
So
talking positively. Here, the
maybe.
body is diseased.
Yes, yeah. So then it can
Then
build up, and then
has to be,
they cause it to leak because it puts pressure on the brain.
right.
So yeah, that effect is there. But like I said, I'm not a trained medical professional, so I don't want to talk too much about things like that.
No.
And in fact, this has been on my mind for a very long time, but I didn't write about it because I said, let me be a little clearer, read a little more, or understand a little more from the scientific aspect, just a little bit, so that I don't say or do something which can be misconstrued. Yeah, Shamaji, you were
This
saying
fluid,
something.
like my husband,
Ji,
he was in a stage where he had this drug-induced Parkinsonism. So at one stage, one doctor suggested
Mm,
that the
mm,
fluid should be taken out, will become
mm.
more active. Then the
Okay.
other person said, unless he's
Mm,
bedridden, you should
mm.
not do it. It is like a nasha. If you take it
Oh,
out, 3 महीने में
okay.
फिर से बन जाएगा. That person will छटपटाओ कि नहीं, again मरा निकालो. So
अच्छा,
like this
अच्छा.
is so important a thing. इसका
Mm,
बैलेंस कैसे रहना चाहिए, ये आप रिसर्च कर रहे हो
mm,
तो आप बताना हम लोग को
mm.
कि अगर
Let me see if more clarity can come from that point of view. But this gentleman by the name of Mauro Zapatera, and a Harvard medical professional who's done his research there. Maybe you can also find some of his videos. He has a fair number of videos online. I'll share his name. In fact, in that article that I wrote about cerebrospinal fluid a few days ago, I did mention his name. So you'll find his name in that piece. Yeah. So now learning how to use your Hanuman master breath to wash over affected areas to bring a sense of healing. If it's pain, you'll find that there is a small remission of pain, a small reduction in the pain. And we experimented with Kumkumji. Uh, Not great results so far, but she has reported that there was a small, she wasn't feeling the pain, which she was feeling before the start of the session. Is that right, Kumkumji? Have I said it correctly?
I mean, the whole involvement of this breath and
Ji.
flushing out, like you feel elated.
Hmm.
Your attention is not at the pain,
Hmm.
and yet you
Hmm.
are washing. I mean, like when I'm exhaling, when
Hmm.
I'm inhaling, I also stop at that point where it is, because my
Okay.
belly bloats and then it makes it hurt. I
Okay.
can feel the pain. And when I'm
Okay.
squeezing out, also I feel the pain
Okay.
because of slight swelling out there.
Okay.
So,
So as you continue to do this washing, you'll find that there is a small change in that. If
yeah.
it is happening, we know that it's having the effect. So continue doing it today also, and over the next couple of days as well. And then we will revisit this in our coming session. Of course, we can communicate otherwise as well, but definitely we'll do it in our session. Is there something else you wish to say, Kumkumji?
Guruji,
Ji,
I,
ji.
I feel nowadays that somebody is sitting next to me, somebody is tapping my leg. I see
Mhm.
fearful forms, but I'm not scared.
Mhm.
Is that all my imagination?
Ah. See, there are different people who interpret this or who see this in many different ways. But you don't worry. You connect with Hanumanji.
Yes,
Hanumanji is that energy. Bhoot
yes.
Pisach Nikat Nahi Aave,
निकट नहीं आवे,
Mahavir Ji Naam Sumar.
नाम सुनावे. Yes, yes,
Bas,
yes.
that's it. You just keep
Yeah.
doing that. Forget
Okay,
about what is there, what is not there, etc.,
okay,
etc. Why get into that hassle?
okay,
You
okay,
just you just take the
okay,
charan of
okay.
Hanumanji.
Yeah, right.
Shaila Shailaja,
हाँ जी.
Shailaja
Yes.
ji, if your consciousness, which is what you are, sometimes you feel it separate, sitting
Yeah.
with you, eating
Yes.
like some bhaktas
Yes.
would say, God is sitting with me, Krishna is eating with me. Actually,
Yes.
it is us. It is
Yes.
us, the consciousness. But
Yes.
until we become synchronized with that, one
Yeah.
with that, we can feel this. That
Yeah. Right.
somebody else is there.
Yes.
It has to be merged. That's what.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's an
Sometimes I
interesting
feel
concept, yes.
I feel that I am sleeping. In sleep, I am saying, "Oh, I am sleeping." I become aware that I am sleeping.
Okay, that's good. That's very good.
Very good.
Vidulaji,
That's very good.
Vidulaji, you want to say something?
Yes, Guruji, I just wanted to ask now how she said that she had a problem with some sciatica. So she transfer the energy while inhalation to that part and also while exhalation, correct? Transferring of the energy.
No, what she's doing is she brings her attention to the tailbone. Now, from the tailbone, she imagines that the breath that is coming to the tailbone, up the tailbone, is already washing over the affected area because the affected area is in the legs, right?
Yes.
The
Yes.
breath is moving from the tailbone up the spine. So she's not channeling that breath from the tailbone to the legs. So instead, what she's doing is, as she pulls the breath from the tailbone, her mind visualizes the breath as washing over that affected area in the legs and coming up the tailbone and out through the normal system.
So same thing applies to the brain also. Means we
Yes,
have to
same thing.
just visualize the
No,
brain is
with breath
getting.
it's with breath it's
Same.
easier because in any case the breath is moving upwards anyway. Also, if you try to watch the path of your breath, for example, when you breathe, when you take a breath from your nostrils, if you try to follow the path, because in many of my sessions people have reported the same thing, they sense that the breath is entering through the nostrils and moving upwards towards the brain area and turning down and then going down towards the Mooladhara. So whenever you are sitting relaxed, calm, especially when you are in a meditative state, watch your breath, see the pathway that your breath takes. In fact, in my Swatantra Kriya program, I share techniques through which people actually get an experiential awareness through observation of different pathways that the breath can take in the system, because in that course we want to energize or we want to experience the greater part of the pranamaya kosh. So we want to see that the pranamaya kosh is cleansed and working very well. So we work on that and they actually begin to feel that the breath is moving through different channels in the body. So it helps your pranamaya kosh become more active than before.
So when
All right,
that course
anybody
is,
else? That's
Swatantra.
I'll share it in the. Are you in the
Please.
Tridosha balancing group? I'll share
Yes.
some
Yes.
details in the group. Okay, I'll share some
Please.
details.
Please. Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Not at all.
Can we practice while lying down?
Oh yes, yes, we can practice. Yeah. In fact, my initial experience with the Hanuman Master Breath started lying down in bed, and that is how that clarity began to grow. So yes, definitely you can do that.
Guruji,
Anybody?
whatever you are saying is similar to Kriya Yoga also.
So therefore, the program that I was just mentioning, that's called Swa Tantra Kriya.
Yes.
Swa, if you're familiar with Tantra, you will understand the use of the word Tantra. Swa is self. So there is no like in tantric part, in tantric practices, there is a male and a female. But in the Swatantra Kriya, your consciousness and your energy are the male and female.
And female,
So
yes.
there is no need for
Separate,
a physical female or male partner.
Yes.
So yes, Kriya. That's what it is. Very interesting technique, very interesting course, but it just calls whoever it calls and then they join. But not everybody has, because it's a long course. So, they have to go through it step by step by step. So,
Yes. But my husband put his foot down. He said I should not be doing it regularly because there are chances of a mental imbalance
no, don't
in
do it.
Kriya
Wait.
Yoga.
But that is different people, different views. It's okay.
Yeah.
I
We
share my
can,
techniques in my own ways. Yeah.
yeah. He was telling that we must do it only under sitting with the
You know,
guru, not.
I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you
Ah.
why. Usually the problem happens because the sushumna is not cleansed. That is the major problem. If
Okay.
the sushumna is not cleansed, the energy gets stuck in a lower chakra.
Yes, yes,
When
yes.
energy is stuck in a lower chakra, that's when people start behaving irrationally and in
Yes,
strange
yes,
ways and so on.
yes,
So
yes, yes.
therefore, in my programs, most of my programs, I start with the sushumna. So even in this particular program, Tridosha balancing, from our very first session, we started
Yes,
working on
with
the
that.
sushumna.
Yeah, right.
All right. Anybody else? Any other question? Anything else to say or ask? So these are your practices for the next few days. Our next session is going to be on Sunday, right? Today is Wednesday. So we will meet again on Sunday for our 5th session. And then, of course, we can see what to do after that, right? See you on Sunday. Until then, continue with your practices. Use the healing modem or the healing method of the Hanuman Master Breath if you have any issues connected with your health. And then we'll go deeper into this in our next session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.